Prophecy, Psalm 102 verse 16 and fulfillment, Luke 21 verse 24, Revelation 12 verses 5 to 10. Son of Man comes in glory. The Psalms, with their poetic beauty and prophetic depth, provide glimpses of the coming Messiah and the glory that would surround his arrival. One such prophecy is found in Psalm 102 verse 16, where the psalmist envisions the restoration of Jerusalem and the manifestation of God's glory through the promised Son of Man. In the Gospels of Luke and the book of Revelation, we witness the fulfillment of this prophecy as Jesus himself foretells his glorious coming and his ultimate triumph over evil. In Luke 21 verse 24 and Revelation 12 verses 5 to 10, the Son of Man's majestic return is unveiled, demonstrating the profound connection between the Psalms and the fulfillment of God's divine plan. In this video, we will explore the prophecy in Psalm 102 verse 16, delve into its fulfillment in Luke 21 verse 24 and Revelation 12 verses 5 to 10, and reflect on the significance of the Son of Man's glorious return. Unveiling Psalm 102 verse 16, the restoration of Zion. In Psalm 102, the psalmist laments the desolation of Jerusalem and its inhabitants' distress. However, in verse 16, there is a shift in the narrative, as the psalmist declares, "When the Lord shall build up Zion, he shall appear in his glory." Here, the psalmist foretells the restoration of Zion, a promise that the Lord himself would manifest in his majestic glory. The fulfillment in Luke 21 verse 24, the Jerusalem prophecy. In Luke 21, Jesus speaks prophetically about the destruction of Jerusalem and the events leading up to his second coming. In verse 24, he declares, "They will fall by the edge of the sword and be led captive among all nations, and Jerusalem will be trampled underfoot by the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles are fulfilled." This foretells the destruction of Jerusalem in AD 70 and the dispersion of its people, a period of desolation that would ultimately be followed by the fulfillment of God's plan. The fulfillment in Revelation 12 verses 5 to 10, the woman and the dragon. In Revelation 12, a symbolic vision is presented, depicting a woman giving birth to a male child who is destined to rule all nations. In verse 5, the child is caught up to God and his throne, indicating the glorious ascension of Jesus Christ. The passage further describes the battle between the archangel Michael and the dragon, representing the cosmic conflict between good and evil. In verse 10, a loud voice in heaven proclaims the triumph of God and the establishment of his kingdom. The significance of the Son of Man's glorious return. The fulfillment of Psalm 102 verse 16 in Luke 21 verse 24 and Revelation 12 verses 5 to 10 holds profound significance for believers. 1. Assurance of God's sovereign plan. The fulfillment of prophecies reassures believers of God's sovereign plan, assuring them that his purposes will come to pass. 2. Hope amidst desolation. The restoration of Zion and the glorious return of the Son of Man offer hope and comfort to those enduring times of distress and desolation. 3. Triumph over evil. The Son of Man's victory over evil in Revelation 12 demonstrates that God's power and goodness will ultimately prevail in the world. 4. Encouragement for endurance. The prophecy's fulfillment encourages believers to endure faithfully in the face of trials, knowing that God's promises will be fulfilled. 5. Anticipation of Christ's return. The fulfillment of these prophecies prompts believers to eagerly await the glorious return of Jesus Christ, who will establish his eternal kingdom. Conclusion. Psalm 102 verse 16 beautifully prophesies the restoration of Zion and the manifestation of God's glory through the Son of Man. The fulfillment of this prophecy in Luke 21 verse 24 and Revelation 12 verses 5 to 10 reveals the significance of Christ's return and his ultimate triumph over evil. As we reflect on these prophetic connections, may we find assurance in God's sovereign plan, hope in times of desolation, and encouragement to endure faithfully. Let us eagerly anticipate the glorious return of the Son of Man, who will establish his eternal kingdom and fulfill all the promises of God.